It's a bit of a weird one and a bit more of a question than usual. If you've got a mate or someone you know who is saying and misconstruing and genuinely making you uncomfortable with the things that they say and do, you tell them, right? And a proper friend would, as I would have thought, apologised and like, oh, I'm really sorry, it made you feel uncomfortable. I won't just say those things again or do those things, whatever it is. You'd expect them to like stop and you'd move on and things would be good, right? Why can't I find friends like that? Like, on a serious note, I've got a mate who I've known for years, and like 10 odd years, 15 years, coming up to 15 years, Christ alive. It's about 13 years I've known him. And we met and through partners, like friends' partners. He was my friend's partner, and obviously things happened. Not at the time. Later down the line, things got close and that, and we started seeing each other. But we never we've never seen each other. It was more of like we were talking quite a lot. We had a lot of similarities, and we got on really well. So we used to laugh and joke about it and stuff. So obviously feelings grow. You get it. You become attached to people like that, don't you? But over the years, I've obviously grown and changed, and said that I kind of come to the realisation that I never actually did care about them that much. I didn't care about them to begin with. Not in a romantic way anyway, because that's something I really struggle with, but that's by the by. So, over the years, we've dipped in and out of seeing each other and talking to each other over the night, and it never used to bother me when he used to say how much he fancied me and how much he loved me and all those other nice things that everyone really does want to hear. But over the span of years and hearing him, like the way he talk about me to other people down the phone, he's like, we're going to get married, we're going to do all of that stuff. And it started to get to a point where I was like, do you actually know who I am? It took years for me to get to this point, and like hearing him talk about the things that I like is weird because it's not true. Hearing the way he describes like my hobbies is not true. Just hearing him describe even the times that we had together, just it's not how it was. And I got to a point where I felt it was a bit unhealthy, because anytime I would try and correct him, I just changed, or it was, well, you know what it was like back then, and it was always swept under the rug. To a point that about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, I asked him to stop saying some of the things he was saying because it was making me feel uncomfortable. I was like, I don't think I've ever really felt like that, man. And obviously didn't. And we carried on and stopped talking to him for a while. But skipping to fast forward to this year. Is that better? Ooh, up close. Is that working? Yeah, that's better. So skipped to recently. So in London, went to see them, and he was telling someone that we were like madly in love. We were planning all these things, and we were going to go do this wonderful life, and we were going to buy a house and all of this crap. And I was just sat there and I was like, I never said that. I never expressed those emotions. Or we never discussed this. And he kept looking back and yeah, would you remember we used to do that? I was like, that weren't me. I've never done that before. I don't know. And it made me kind of think, he's always been like that. He's never once really known who I am. He's always just kind of fancied me, which is, I can move past that because most people that I've come into contact I like that. But it was when he became really dismissive of the way he was that made me get to this point. And when I left London about a couple of months ago, I started to me, made me feel really uncomfortable, the way you were talking about me, the things you were saying. Because inherently, even though it's nice, and it's quite sweet, if it's the only thing you're told, and it's fundamentally not right, I think it's a bit grating after a while. And I said to him, if you keep telling people that we're in love, if you keep telling people that we're going to get married, if you keep telling people this, I'm just going to block you, I'm just going to get rid of you, I'm just going to... Actually, I didn't even say that, I just said I was just going to mute him. I didn't even say that, actually. I said, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to know, I don't want a response. There's no reason to respond to this. So I muted him, and saw loads of apologetic messages, didn't reply to anything. And then I started seeing I can't believe you're so sensitive about this. I'm only having a laugh with you. I talk to everyone like that. And I was like, really, you don't comment on people's walls, you don't post on people's tagged stuff, saying the things that you do. You don't say that to anyone else. I've never seen him comment on other people's walls and posts and stuff like that, saying the things you say to me. So you don't do it to everyone else. You're not the same as like that to everyone else. So what is it about me that makes you think that I'm happy with it, and or it's okay to talk about people like that? Again, inherently, it's not terrible. It's not being disrespectful. Well, I mean, I guess it is because he's not listening to me, but inherently what he's saying isn't vulgar, it's just inappropriate. And I've asked for years, literal years, for him to stop. I mean, he hasn't, and he won't. So I've muted him, gone on my messages today, and he's sent me a load of pictures of us over the years, and then a picture of us that I took of us in London. I took this time, and it's a nice picture, a very wholesome picture for a relationship. It's definitely a relationship style picture. And yeah, I just thought, I'm done. Kind of take me over the edge. It was like, I'm always gonna love you. I was like, say it again. I'm done. I'm out. Call quits. I was like, I've muted you for a reason. Since I last spoke to you, you've been posting on my timelines. You've been commenting on my stuff. You've messaged and you've texted non-stop. And now you've gone right back to how you were before, sending me all these inherently lovely things. But it makes me uncomfortable because it is all out of incorrectness. He's got this warped sensibility that we had this huge romance and this star-crossed lovers, and it wasn't like that. It was... I kind of started talking to him to piss off a friend, I thought was a friend, because I knew he had fancied me, and I'd become close to him, realised that he was a very good friend of mine, and moved on. He didn't. He thought it was way more than it was, and for the last 5 years I've been asking him to stop, and I've been trying to tell him what the actual situation is and why I'm starting to get annoyed at him, and he still won't stop. And now I feel like I'm being the one that's wrong. I feel like I should just accept the way he talks to me. I should just move on. I shouldn't think about it. But that's not right, is it? It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel nice to have to ignore the fact that he makes me feel violently uncomfortable, because it's inherently a nice thing to hear. But he wouldn't act like this if it was a woman. Why are men like this? Find me an answer.